Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Trisha and I make home decor videos. That includes DIYing, thrifting, refurbishing, and sometimes making on my own. If you like to watch those type of videos, you will certainly like the videos that I've posted on my channel. After watching this video, don't forget to go and check out other videos that I've posted and let me know how do you like it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me get started with today's video. Today's video is about clay. Yes, I tried working on air dry clay before and I've made several videos about that as well, and that's one of my favorite things to work with. And I'm not really sure if I've told you before, I am fond of making pottery. One day I'll probably get a class, probably I'll take a class to how to make my own pottery and I'll make a video about it. But before that, I tried to make some basic things that I can make from air dry clay. So one of them is a cover for my dupe. So dupe is basically a tiny incense kind of thing that we usually burn in the morning time while we are having prayer. I follow Hinduism, so we probably do it every day. So we just burn it and leave it there, and it's gonna probably make your home smell like temple. But sometimes we just want to have fur on top of that. So just because it's burning, it's good to have it covered. So for that, I tried to make a dupe cover for that. I'll show you what is dupe as well. And second I made is candle. It's not a candle actually. It's something that I'll on Instagram as well. Basically, I rolled up my clay and made it in a shape, organic shape, and I filled the gap with candle and candle wick, and I made my candle. It was pretty easy. It was like about a 24-hour project for me, and I was done with that. If you want, you can improvise in various ways by putting spray paint, by having different shape, or probably with different things. So we can make it from polymer clay as well. I have to tell you, this entire project that I made is less than $5. Both of the things is under $5, and all those products are easily available in any dollar store. You probably will be able to make it for less than $5. So let me get started with today's video. So to get started, I had a parchment paper that I cut that in sufficient amount. The reason I like to use parchment paper is it doesn't absorb the moisture from the clay. So the edges that looks crunchy or that looks a bit dry, I think it avoids to have it that way. If I happen to use, I use parchment paper, or probably I just use it without any surface. So for this one, I used parchment paper, and I had this clay which I got from like $2 from dollar store, and it's normal pottery clay. It's not even air dry clay. I cut half of that, and I was going to be using it for this project. I massaged the clay with my hand and started to roll it by rolling pin. I did not want to make it too thin, but I didn't want to make it too thick as well, so I have to work on this a bit carefully, and it has to be evenly spread into round but organic shape. So when I actually make my project, it looks organic as well. So as you can see here, I'm rolling my clay gently, nicely. Even though I know it's pretty thick, I'm still not rolling it really hard. It's super thick at this point, and I started to roll it more just to realize that it has to be a little bit of soft and thin so I can work with it. And I rolled it in double the size than I expected. And meanwhile, I worked on that for a longer period of time, so the edges went a bit of dry and crusty. So I actually went ahead and smoothed the surface with a bit of a water on my fingers, and I just rubbed it over the edges so it can feel smooth and it can get moisture again. And then I had two styrofoam balls which I was going to use to shape my object. And after measuring the size, I poked 5 holes before it dries out. why we are making holes is because when we have dupe underneath that, dupe actually releases incense. So for that incense, it has to come out some other way, some way possible, because it's a cover. So when we have holes here, probably incense or smell will come out from the floor, come out from these holes, and it's gonna look nicer. And after that, I used my styrofoam bowl to give a final shape of the dupe cover that I was trying to make, or incense cover I was trying to make. If you can see here, it has been like a bit of a time for me to adjust with the shape, or it took time for me to make a desired shape. You probably can make it in like 2 minutes, or maybe it can take 20 minutes. It completely depends on how do you want it to look like. And after that, I let it dry for about 8 to 10 hours. It's just normal air dry clay. I let it dry for 8 to 10 hours. I left it overnight, and on the second day when I saw, it was looking like this. It was completely firm and nice. And then I took my spray paint. It was a gray stone spray paint. I spray painted over it for 2 coats, and then I had this drill pin that I usually use it for my drilling machine, but since this was a pretty fragile piece, I used it by my hand. So basically the holes that I made, they were pretty small, and I was pretty sure it's not gonna work. So I took drill from my hand, I poked a hole a bit bigger than I expected, and I was done. And for my second project, is pretty much same, a bit different though. So I took remaining chunk of clay. I'm so sorry about the video quality. My camera was not capturing the lights, so my apologies for that. So basically I took the remaining chunk of clay and I massaged it from my hand a bit, and then I started to roll it, just the way I did it in first project. But at this time it was pretty smooth. If you can see here, it was looking super smooth, nice. I don't know why, how, but it was looking perfectly smooth, and it was not a good lighting condition in my room, but it was actually a daytime. So after that, I took that clay piece and smoothed out the surface just the way I did it in first project. But in first project, I actually had to spray paint the entire object. In this one, I'm not going to do it. So for that, surface to look smoother is very important. So I went ahead for each and every wrinkles that I had, and I took the water glass and I used my clay to give the shape. Now for that, if you can see here, my camera is certainly not focusing on the object, it's focusing on me. Again, my apologies for that. I did not have an idea how my camera is recording it, but you probably have an idea how does it look like. And then I went ahead outside and let it dry for about 8 to 10 hours as well. Even after that, I had few wrinkles on that, so I let it smoothen out and I give it a nice surface. And just because it was a thin layer of clay, I had to keep checking it's working or not, it's not broken or it's not going to break. I kept checking between every hour, and it was looking like this. Next day when it was completely dry, it was looking amazing. I was absolutely in love with that. But we still had to work, we still had to do something for it. So for that, I actually added candle wick to the center part of the bowl. It was looking super organic, I can't get over it. To give a support to wick, I used my chopsticks, but just because it was an organic shape, it was a bit hard to arrange support for wick, but somehow I made it. And then meanwhile, my wax was melting too. And then in the melted wax, I added a glitter pigment too, just to give it nice glittery look. It's gonna dry white just like normal wax, but when I actually lit it up with the melted wax, it's gonna show up glitter pigments again. So that's why I added a little bit of glitter pigment, and probably I was done with the project, but I had to let it dry for about 4 to 5 hours even after the project was done. And this is how it was looking after the wax was completely solidified, and was nothing bad. When I'm actually going to burn the candle, it's still gonna show the pigment again. So I was done with that project too. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Leave your feedback about the video in comment section below. I go through every comments every day. So that means a lot to me. I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to check out other videos that I posted on my channel, and I will see you in the next video.